Hey, what's going on, everyone? Just gonna do a topic that kind of came up with the Thor. As you guys can see, I've been collecting. Thor is my second ship I have been collecting on. So I finally have enough to at least do, a little bit of testing. I mean, it might not be five-star, Thor gear, but I think we have enough to kind of, go over a couple things. And I know a lot of other players have been begging me to do the Thor and even the Destroyer, but I finally have enough to maybe do a couple comparisons and maybe come up with our own ideas of what's going on here. But, in the past, and especially recently, I've been noticing a lot of players using Thor. When I go and check their technologies, they are maxing out their wing gun. And it's been brought to my attention that, a lot of players are saying, oh, the wing gun on Thor is just absolutely amazing. And of course, most of us know, especially with the Conqueror, that the wing gun in other ships with the wing gun is the weakest of the weapon. And why would you put any technology into something that, you can put your technologies into other weapons that are working, but some of these players are swearing up and down that the Thor wing gun is where it's at. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I tried doing a video yesterday, and when I did the video yesterday and I went to Legion Boss, I was highly disappointed. Now, the reason why I didn't post that video from yesterday is I had one hit left and I was in the Thor, so I went and I hit a player in the Thor, and lo and behold, the wing gun damage was unbelievable. I almost couldn't believe it, and I almost felt like I put my foot in my mouth yesterday, and that's why I didn't post it, because I wanted to try it again and see, is there something with Thor, with the player versus players in Planet Wars and Star Scramble, because I know when I did the Legion boss, it wasn't great. It was not great. So, what is the deal with this? So here is basically, if I was going to go fight somebody and I wanted to test my wing gun, this is exactly what I would do. So this would be my defensive, somewhat offensive side of me going to play Star Scramble and Planet Wars. So I'm going to show you guys my tech here, and maybe I can answer another question at the same time here. But here's my tech. I put all my tech into this wing gun. I want to see, does this wing gun hit as hard as everybody says that it does? So the other question that keeps coming up a lot is everybody keeps asking, what is increased armor damage? So I mentioned this in one of my earlier videos. The armor damage, so every armor, I don't know if this applies to the health, but every armor does damage. And you know that's true because shock armor, when you're playing a mission or endless, you can see the shocking coming out, or you can see the electrical coming out and damaging other ships. And so I don't know if this actually really physically applies to the Titan and to the Legion boss, because we have no real way of proving if our armor is doing that, but I don't believe that it does. But when you're in Star Scramble and you're in your Planet Wars, you can see the stats on that. And so some of you new players, I'm going to show you guys how to do this, but I think the best thing to do is let's just go in and attack somebody. See if somebody's open at least. Okay, there's a couple smaller players. Let's just see what happens here. Okay, wow. So here it is, guys. Right here, before you click out of this, especially the new players, you see that battle record? Click the battle record. So right here, it's a smaller player, and by it being a smaller player, I don't know if we even had time to actually have the wing gun show us exactly what it's doing. But here's one thing though. I mean, okay, here's what we can do. So the wing gun got a hit, and the missile, and you can see what all hit. So the missile and the wing gun. Now, here's something for me though in this test. I think this is kind of important though, because if everybody's saying how awesome the wing gun is, if I have no technology on my missile, none, why did my missile, which is also a 5-star red versus a rainbow, score higher than the wing gun? So that's something that makes you say, So right here, you guys can see it. That missile with no technology hit harder than the actual wing gun that everybody keeps saying or insisting that you have to build your tech into the wing gun against players in Planet War and Star Scramble. And I think right here just kind of proved that that's not true. So I'm not really quite sure where everybody is saying this wing gun is like the new bee's knees to the secret of wing fighter. Right here, I'm just not believing it. So, okay. Maybe we can do this. Maybe we can do a quick... I think I only got a couple of moves on my Legion boss here, guys. But let's just challenge it with this technology setup. Now, I did do... Again, I've done 2 tests now, and I didn't really record these, but when I don't super anything, and this happened yesterday, and it happened today, if I don't super anything, the average with Thor that I have right now is about 9.7 billion as the average, okay? And not very high, especially with a rainbow wing gun and a rainbow shield and 2 red 5 stars. I mean, that's pretty weak, guys. That's pretty weak. So what we're going to do is let's check out this wing gun. So realistically, even though I didn't show you in this video, I'm telling you guys, 9.7 is about the average if you don't super anything. So let's go. We'll play this real quick, and we do have the super on the wing gun, and then I'm going to show you guys I am leveled and maxed out also with wing gun gems. So I am maxed on wing gun gems, maxed on the technology. I just went and played that player. Yes, we got a hit with the missile, and yes, we got a hit with that wing gun, but without even technology on the missile beat the wing gun. So I don't see where these players are saying the wing gun is the best of the wing guns. And I don't think that that applies to the Legion bosses. I think that might only, if it was true, apply only to Star Scramble and to Planet Wars. I do not believe that it really factually applies to the Legion boss. Now we are going to get a bigger score than 9.7, but again, that's the gems, and that is all technology, 100% to wing gun. So is there a different way that we can test this now? And I think there is. So what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to pause this so I don't have to bore you to death, and then I'm going to reopen it with a different technology, and we're going to try this again. Okay, guys, I reset my technology to more as if I was going to go attack the Legion boss now, or the Titan. So we'll go in here, and I put a little bit to the main gun base, and I kind of just did the same thing here. I put 100% on the wing gun, just so that we can see, you know, is there big... And I kind of skipped over that armor damage, guys, and I apologize, and I'm going to explain that again here in a second, but always put your technology into armor base, and then I didn't put anything into enemy weaken. I'm not worried about any of these players beating me, so to speak, so I didn't do any of the technology there, but if you see what I did this time, I did put increased damage against aerial enemies, but I added the against bosses on purpose. So... Now, here's kind of an important test to a degree, because let's just say I'm set up for Titan and Legion boss. Am I going to be as effective in Planet Wars with Thor this way? And so, why don't we go in and we'll see if we can go find somebody to attack. and let's just attack them. Okay, so again, guys, when you get to this screen here and you want to check who's beating you or if you're beating them, you want to see what happened here. Okay, so now on a more offensive here, look what happened now. So look at the wing gun damage this time. So now there's a little 50-50 on what in the heck is going on here. So what is going on? So now that wing gun blows everything out of the water. I do have a little bit of technology on the main gun. And I did that on purpose to see if maybe the main gun would oversee the wing gun. But now we have a little bit of an opposite of what just happened from our first one. So what we'll do is, but here it is. So we got 4 hits with the wing gun versus 1 hit with the missile. So if we go back over here, 1 hit with the missile. Now imagine if we got 2 hits with the missile. That would have doubled our score on that missile, which means that would have beaten the wing gun. That missile with 2 hits times 2 would have beaten the wing gun. So this is what's going on here. I think these players aren't really averaging what the heck is going on. I mean, if your wing gun's hitting 4 times, which is great, shoot, if I'm getting 4 hits on that wing gun, I mean, hey, maybe there's something to that. But is it more powerful? No, it's not. I have that completely maxed out on the wing gun, guys. Just remember, it's completely maxed out. I don't have any technology on the missile. So again, look at the missile. 60,000, basically 61,000. We'll just round it. And then again, 117,000 with 4 hits on the wing gun. So again, if I take that missile and we would have hit him twice, that would have been 120,000 with 2 hits on the missile. So I'm going to say that this is starting to debunk a little bit. Now, maybe does the Thor have more of a chance of getting its wing gun to hit than the other wing guns? That might be what's going on here. But is it more powerful? No. No, absolutely not. Not at all. It's still pretty weak, because if it took 4 to get the 117,000, just divide that basically. And that missile is by far twice as strong, easily twice as strong to 3 to 4 times as strong as the wing gun. So I'm starting to find a conclusion on what's going on here a little bit. And again, so we'll go over. And so let's take a look at the main gun now. And again, I don't have any technology on the main gun, but that main gun hit it 5 times. So that Thor main gun is wide and it hits a lot of things, but is it that powerful? And again, if you take 5 into that 73, it's pretty weak. And again, I don't have any technology on there, but as of right now, if I had to put my technology somewhere, it would be into the Thor missile. Like that's insanely impressive right there. So I don't know why everybody's jumping on the wing gun tip here when right here it's in front of our faces. I mean, it's just really quick, simple math. And right here, though, guys, let me see something. Okay, going back to the armor damage. So I'm going to round back to this because, guys, this is how you can tell your armor damage is working. So if you look under the missile, you'll see 1 armor damage hit. And so that armor damage hit, which is incredibly surprising also, 1 armor damage hit with a little bit of technology just hit that player 30,000 hit points, which is equaling the wing gun. That equals the wing gun and might even be hitting harder than the wing gun. Oh, so now I'm just trying to scratch my head why everybody is so about this Thor missile. Now, again, the only positive that I see with the Thor missile is it did hit it 4 times. But if it's hitting it 4 times and it's taking that much, like I said, I mean, pound for pound and power for power, That Thor wing gun is not that powerful. But I guess if you're getting more with the Thor hits, I mean, it's going to add up, of course, but I think there would be a little bit more testing. But again, my technology is maxed out, guys. And so I'm trying to wrap my head around why everybody is like jumping for joy about this. So I have, let's do this now, because I do have another Legion hunt. I think I might have one more. I'm not quite sure how many more I have here. So I have 2. Okay. So let's go ahead and challenge this now with boss onto it. And so there we go. Super wing gun. We have the boss enhancement on the technology this time. As more of an offensive towards the Titan and to the Legion boss. And I do still have my wing gun gems on, guys. I'll flip over and show you guys that I've actually had that on there too. I mean, not only do I have the gems, and so why is everybody jumping up and down for joy about this wing gun? Bear with me, guys. I don't have a super on the Thor main gun, so I have to kind of play pretty close here. Now, you'd think that I would have a substantial increased score by having the boss, because this is a Legion boss. But it didn't do anything with that wing gun. I mean, there's nothing spectacular. You would think with the technologies, the gems. So on the Legion boss in the Titan, I don't even have to go do the Titan because I know what's going to happen. There's nothing significant about that wing gun whatsoever at all. So my technologies that I do for Conquer on regular play, I would still apply to this. And maybe that's what I'll do real quick. Now, yeah, let's do that real quick. So I'm going to go back but I promised you guys I'd show you my gems real quick before we do anything. So right here, you guys can see I have wing gun attack gems and nothing special, nothing, guys. I mean, I got 4 hits with the wing gun, so it made it look like there was this really huge hit that happened, and it wasn't. And so I think just to do this, let me go like this. I'm going to remove all. I'm going to put in a main gun. And I will put in a wing gun. Let's just put this in for now so you guys can see it. I promise I'll show you guys this. Here's my wing guns here again. And I'm going to put in a missile. And for me, I'm going to put in another missile just on this one. Okay, guys, so bear with me. I'm going to pause this for a second, and I'm going to change this technology again. Okay, guys, so I reset my technologies again to be a little bit more offensive against Legion boss and basically Titan. But we're still going to go, fight somebody in Planet Wars just to see, what the capabilities are of these weapons in this mode. So I'm going to show you. And here's what I did, though. I put a little bit more to the main gun. Because if that wing gun is so much more powerful, then that means we shouldn't have to put quite as much into the wing gun. And I just want to put a little bit more into the main gun just to kind of see what it does. And we can average out, but don't forget, guys, you got to average out what the hits are doing. Those hits, just divide it a little bit, and it's going to tell you how powerful that weapon is. So that's not very hard to do. It's pretty simple math. I mean, I could bust out a calculator and get the exact numbers, but I think we're getting the point. But we'll put the wing gun base on, the critical rate on the wing gun, and a little bit of critical damage. And then I did a missile critical rate, and of course the missile base, just to give us a, just a different idea here. Of course, the increased armor, Now, again, we're going after the Legion boss, really would be the test, but we're going to go, fight somebody in Planet Wars, and then you can see the enemy weaken. I kind of, not exactly, how I would do the Conquer, but just I'm starting to do more of my offensive take on, I'm going to try to get a higher point value out of the Legion boss or the Titan. But before we do that, let's just go to Planet Wars, and just for, you can see this pretty big player sitting here on Planet 5. Let's just attack him and see what happens. Maybe we can get a different type of view of what's going on here. And of course, he's probably just going to smash me. Look at that. Yeah, he just smashed the crap out of me in this. But let's go to the battle record. Okay, so the wing gun does seem like it does hit a little bit more than some of the other weapons. The main gun did hit that 5, but maybe that's why everybody's using Thor with the wing gun, is because the potential of the wing gun may be hitting more. I mean, that's the only thing that I'm really seeing here that might be a positive to this conversation. But yeah, I'm not real into it as far as what everybody else keeps saying. There's another player there. I think I'm running out of players to beat here. Well, here's one that's medium sized. Why don't we try him? All right, let's see what happens here. And again, that's pretty equal technology. Okay, so right here, guys. Well, let's do this first. 3 hits with the main gun, 2 hits with the wing gun, 2 hits with the missile, 0 hits with the shield, and yeah, I am trying to figure this. So we did get a critical hit, no big deals. 1 miss with the main gun, and also 1 miss with the wing gun, but 1 critical. So let's go back and see that though. So again, the missile wasn't even, the technology wasn't even up there. So if we go back, 2 on the missile and 2 on the wing gun, that missile is still more powerful than the wing gun. So I don't get where everybody, again, is saying this wing gun whole thing. I don't get it. I think the missile's probably the best out of Thor's arsenal. Hit for hit, right here. You can see the main gun. So we got 3 hits with the main gun, and it's not even close to the degree that the wing gun or the missile. But if I had to take it, I would do the missiles. I mean, yeah, I don't know if I can do this anymore plain and clear and get a better result off of this. So let me see. Okay, so Legion Hunt. Let's go do this Legion Hunt again. So I have 1 more. Now, like I said, I am set up a little bit more offensive. So if I was going to do this offensively a little bit differently, let's do this. I would challenge it, but let's don't do the armor, okay? So what I'm hesitating on here is, should we do the missile? And because we know the missile is more powerful than the wing gun, or than the actual main gun. So super missile. Okay, so let's just try it right here. Super wing gun, super missile. Now, by doing the super, you get your extra long main gun. And so if you don't do that, it's a little tough to use Thor, because you have to get up on your enemies here, as you can see that I'm having to do here. But what was the average? Like 29 billion? And yeah, look at this. Yeah, but that shows how important picking your supers the right way. I probably, if I was really going to do this and I was using Thor, guys, I wish I had one more to do the test if the main gun would be better. But just judging from what we saw in Planet Wars, yeah, the wing gun and the missile is by far more powerful than the main gun. But the main gun for Thor is very important, like on the Tower Challenge, because it's going to hit multiple targets. And a lot of the Legion bosses, you're going to get a higher score with the Thor main gun, even though it seems like it's weaker, because if you can hit multiple targets, you're going to get more points. So there's a really fine balance in all of this and why it makes sense and why it's doing this and why it's doing that. But the whole wing gun thing does not make sense to me. And me wanting to go and play Star Scramble and Planet Wars with the wing gun super pumped up. Again, I'd take my chances on the missile and the wing gun, but I wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket on that wing gun. That's just me after seeing this video and just trying to not even debunk, but you know how we do it. We just make videos and it is what it is. So, but by pumping that up, I mean, we went from 29 billion, 30 billion to 45 billion. So, it is important to setting up your technology for what you're doing. So I did the Legion boss with basically a Star Scramble setup, and we lost points. Well, we actually gained some from the base, but there is a difference in setting up for an offensive Legion boss and Titan versus going into Star Scramble. And you guys can go and look at all my videos in the past of me kind of showing you guys the setups. But, yeah, maybe in the long run, though, okay, as an overview, though, at the very end of this, it would be okay to put your technology into your wing gun. It would be okay to put your technology into your missile. We can see that the main gun is the weaker of those, so maybe hold back a little bit on the main gun would be basically the topic. But like I said, I don't understand why everybody's so up in the air about or over the moon about the whole wing gun thing. So I think we just proved, what's this about? And I guess since I'm sitting here, is there anybody else that we can attack? Yes, there is. There's a couple. So let's just do another average here, guys. We'll do a couple more just to do it. I don't want to walk away still questioning. So we'll go to the battle record. Okay, so our missile didn't get anything. Yeah, we had one miss and 3 hits with the wing gun. But I'm kind of glad it did come back to this. But again, it seems like the wing gun has a pretty consistent hit rate. I will say that about this Planet Wars and Star Scramble idea of the wing gun. It does look like the wing gun's pretty consistent into hitting. Now, is it the most powerful? I guess if you're hitting all the time, it's going to be your most powerful, but is it powerful? That was the big thing for me that everybody keeps saying, oh, it's so powerful. Well, it's powerful because it keeps hitting, and so that makes sense, but is it powerful? Not as powerful as everybody thinks, but there it is. So we'll go back to the stat here. Look at that armor damage, though. That armor damage got 1 hit, and it's hitting 28,000 with 1 hit. I mean, and I don't even have that technology. I just put just a tiny bit on that. That's pretty dang impressive. That's really impressive. So let's do another one. Why not? I'm just sitting here. Oh, geez. That didn't take much. And look at there, guys. So, oh, man. one critical hit from that missile was 172,000. I mean, that was almost blazing instant. The wing gun, and that's wing gun's critical. So there's another good test for you guys right here. The wing gun's critical versus the missile, there's no comparison. Look at that missile critical versus the wing gun critical. Oh, man. So, again, man, I would put my technology into that missile of Thor. Good God. That's... Wow, I didn't realize how hard Thor's missiles were hitting here until doing this test. I'm kind of blown away, actually. Wow. Holy Neptunes. That's impressive. So, yeah, I don't know where everybody's talking about the wing gun again when they should actually be talking about the missile. You should be seeing a spike of people's missiles spiking now in these wars. That's insane. And again, I don't even have a lot of technology into that missile. Imagine putting a lot of technology onto that missile. What would happen? I'm going to just attack this big guy. He's going to blow me away here, but let's just do... Okay. Okay, so the missile did miss. Again, I did get... So we got one shield hit. We got 2 wing gun hits and 1 main gun hit. But look how weak the main gun is. And I even have a little bit more technology in the main gun of Thor. Again, Thor's main gun, again, is great for the spread ability, but I didn't really realize how weak the Thor main gun really is until doing this. But again, if you're hitting multiple targets to get multiple points, that's where it's going to be really effective, is on the multiple. But what has been consistent, and I'll say it one last time, for the wing gun has been consistent on hitting. And so, but it had 1 hit apiece on him, which means, 11,000 apiece. So that shield damage is just as equal to the wing gun. So if we go back, so that wing gun, 2 hits divided by 2 versus the 1 hit, they're equal. And actually, that's not even true. The armor damage, and I don't even have the armor damage all the way up. And so before I go, guys, let's go back to the technology so that you guys can see the technology one last time. I even have more technology in the main gun, and that main gun's pretty weak. And so here is the wing gun, and I had a little bit of more than the missile on the wing gun. And look, I barely have anything on the missile. And look what those missiles were doing, though. That critical hit that missile did was unbelievable. And right here, as a matter of fact, I didn't even have any armor damage on this round. And look what that armor damage was doing. Imagine if I put armor damage on with Thor. I mean, yeah, we're going to have to rethink a lot of things here. Maybe it's just a Thor thing, but that armor damage on Thor, holy cow, that's pretty impressive, guys. So, well, hopefully this has been a fun video. I just wanted to do something a little bit different. These are generalized videos, guys. Again, these can be tested 100 different ways, 100 different times. There could be something slightly different every time we do this, but I think this has been a really, really cool general video of the Thor, trying to wrap our head around why everybody's using Thor and the wing gun. Now everybody has to start questioning themselves, why are they doing that? And I guess the bottom line to that would be is the wing gun is a little bit more consistently hitting. But man, if you can get that Thor missile to hit, holy Neptunes, that thing is pretty powerful. And the surprise of it all, I don't even have armor damage. I thought I did. And imagine if I had armor damage technology on. That armor damage is impressive. Wow. So hopefully that starts answering a little bit more questions about what does armor damage do? Where do we see that? How do we use it? And should we use it? And heck yeah, you should use that. Holy, yeah, again, wow. So I really appreciate everybody's support. I really, really appreciate it. And leave a comment if you guys have any ideas for future videos, just anything. Feel free to leave a comment. Again, I really appreciate you. And as I always say at the very end of these videos, don't be afraid to try these yourself. Don't be afraid to try something new. And most of all, what do I always say? Just have fun.